Hi guys, I wanted to show you how to craft weapons for custom crit forbidden right, and it's kind of a popular build that people have been playing. And you want to craft on a spells deal double damage base. As you can see, most people are crafting on that. And the optimal weapon will probably be a Karui Scepter base because it has a high attack speed and high crit chance as well. And also you can spec into Overlord here, and which gives you fortify. So if you can craft on a scepter, it's probably optimal. But if you don't care about Overlord and you can get fortify some other way, you can also just craft on any other weapon. And if you look at here, any that double damage weapon is going to be pretty cheap to craft on. Any one-handed weapon. But if you look at scepters, they're kinda more expensive. They're around 6 exalts. So if you want to craft on scepter, is going to be more expensive. For a budget, I would just stick to any generic one-handed weapon with high attack speed and high crit chance. For example, I was trying to craft in game here, and I got a Corsair sword. The crit chance is not the best, but the attack speed is really high. And we are going to start the craft by spamming essences of Zeal, and we want to get either crit multi or crit chance as high as possible. If you want to go for T1, it's going to take you around 24 essences on average. And as you can see here, if we go on Craft of Exile and try to craft the item, probably the best base is going to be Karui Scepter because it has a really high base attack speed and really high base crit compared to all the other scepters. And also you can use Overload with scepters because of the tag. But if you don't care about fortify, you can just go with any other weapon you want. Item level doesn't really matter. You can have it as low as 73. If you have it lower, the item level is going to be easier to craft, but it doesn't really matter. So we start the craft with essences of Zeal. We're going for high crit multi or high crit chance. Let's say I hit T2 crit multi here. I could try to annul and try to remove the reduced enemy stun threshold. If I remove it, I can try to craft. Okay, let's say we have a high crit multi here. We just craft prefix. On the prefixes, we craft suffixes not be changed. And we reforge crit. And in this case, reforge crit will give us either crit chance to spells or crit chance to attacks. We want to aim for high crit chance to attacks. As you can see, all the people here are using high crit chance to attacks with crit multi and high attack speed. We want to get the suffixes ready first. If you craft on another weapon, for example, a sword here, if we were to do it in game, I have a base ready with high crit multi and high attack speed. If we do suffixes cannot be changed, and we reforge crit, since it doesn't have any caster mods, it will be guaranteed that we hit crit chance here, and we get a random tier. We got tier 4, we got unlucky, but we can just spend 2 exalts and a few essences and just do it again. But yeah, you can, this step, if you get unlucky and you don't get the tier that you want, you can try to annul for a 1 in 3. If you get lucky like this and you remove it, you can go back in harvest, suffix will be changed, and reforge critical again. And again, if you get unlucky, you annul. I got lucky and I removed it again, so I suffix gonna be changed, reforge critical, and we keep getting crit chance to spells, but it should be on scepters here, one-hand weapon, scepter. If we reforge critical, how many tiers of crit to spells are there? There is 6 different tiers, so it's a 50-50 between crit chance or to attacks and to spells. And by the way, if you get tier 1 or T2 crit chance to attacks, you keep that instead. You want to go for either crit multi or crit chance to attacks on the second suffix. And let's say we annul and try to remove the other mod. We bricked in this case. We remove the attack speed. Let's go again until we hit another either attack speed or crit multi with a high tier. Attack speed. Okay, in this case we got pretty high crit chance, but we got crit crit to spells and we want to try and annul it, and we bricked it. Let's say that we successfully annulled it, so we craft it faster, and we do Suffix cannot be changed, and we reforce crit, and we try to go for crit multi, and we got crit chance to spell. I'm gonna go back and forth and do it over and over until I hit it. Okay, I actually hit crit multi on this try, but in game you would just spam essences over and over again. So every attempt to get a high tier of crit chance or crit multi on scepters is slightly more expensive. If you craft it on other weapons, it's going to be 24. On scepters, there's more suffixes because there's also like caster tags and other stuff. But if you want to go for a budget and you want to craft like a sword or any other weapon with just the implicit, it's going to be cheaper. And once you have the suffixes, the prefixes are really easy. You just suffix cannot be changed and veiled chaos orb. And now, once we have the veiled mod on, we want to check on the veiled prefixes here, and we want to block as much weight as possible. And I think the best mod to block is going to be fizz damage. So we go here in the crafted and we try to fracture, fractured, and then we click on physical damage so that we actually see what we're blocking, and we block that. And now, as you can see, we'll block 2000 weight. We block 4 different mods from the veiled pool. So here in the craft, we go in the prefixes and we craft any tier of physical damage, the cheapest one, any of the 4. And now a lot of mods are going to be removed from the pool, and we reveal, and we want to get any spell damage with mana regen or gain as extra or non-chaos as extra chaos. I think this spell damage is actually better, the one with the mana regen, because it's a higher tier, and we don't really, on Forbidden Rite, we don't really have a lot of non-chaos damage. So I would probably go for this, but you can go with whatever spell damage you want. And once you have your spell damage, you just go in the bench and you just change the craft for it can be evaded. And this is a really, really strong weapon. You're gonna get 45 from Overlord, and it has really high base attack speed and really high base crit, and it's gonna make your kill feel really good. It also has a lot of crit multi. It can be evaded, so you don't need to get any accuracy on the tree. And there's no other prefixes that really scale your skill, because Forbidden Rite usually scales off of life and spell damage and chaos damage, and we already have a prefix, and this prefix blocks all the other ones. And we don't really care about added flat damage to spells, because I think Void Manipulation, it gives no elemental damage, so we actually can't use any added to spells. So this is pretty much the perfect weapon. And as an implicit, we will of course have the double damage. I just couldn't select the implicit here, and this is pretty much done. The weapon's done. It's really strong and it's really easy to make. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.